13, 2024, the Municipal Building Committee meeting to order. I don't think we had any, no minutes to approve or anything. Public forum, the big audience here.
Maybe
Oh, we do have one person.
Yes, hi.
Yes,
Good morning.
good morning.
My name is Christian Hedrick. I'm the chair of the Historical Commission. I just thought I would come and put a face to the commission. And I sent out a form about the golf club building. I just wanted to introduce myself and let you guys know that I'm here to answer any questions you might have. But
Christy
about
did
it.
send that, your email to me.
Okay.
You know, and as she explained, today we're gonna choose an architect to do the feasibility. So I think that's the person who will probably have, reach out to you.
Sure.
For your input.
Sure. I just simply wanted to, let everyone know that we're here to answer any questions you might have and anything like, because there's a lot of historic buildings in the town and owned by the town and things like that. So, we're here, we don't bite. We're here for questions or whatever you guys might need. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Does anybody have anything for Christian? No?
Welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Nice to put
Thanks for showing
a
up.
face
Sure.
to the name,
Sure.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Okay,
Great.
thank you, Christian.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, with that being said, the next thing, we call this meeting so that we can pick an architect from the three proponents, so they can do the feasibility study. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to look over the paperwork. Does anybody have any comments or questions?
I appreciate getting all that information, thank you, Enza. It was interesting, we listened to him talk here, and it was fine. You get a feeling for the people, which is always a good thing. But also reading their information, it was fascinating. I didn't change my picks at all, but I did appreciate having all that information and background to read. Took me a while, but I got through it. One or two naps and I got through it.
Ian, we're just discussing the availability of having the paperwork that was forwarded to us.
Yep.
In regards to the architects, and I'm sure you just heard Peter talking. Do you have any comments or anything you want to say in regards to that?
No, I appreciated getting it. I think I don't know where you said it before, but I think the big thing is the criteria that were in the RFP, which were the three members of our kind of screening committee looked at. And I think that's the most important, because that's really what the evaluation criteria they put in the RFP and what we should be looking at for it. So I think that was really helpful, as well as reading through all the RFPs.
Does anybody have anything further?
I can just,
Rod?
as one of the evaluators, I can give you a little input. And, I had Smook and BFE rated the highest. I thought Smook had the best proposal. I thought BFE did a little better job on the interview. I think both firms are very capable, and I think the advantage to Smook is he's right here in Westborough. Obviously has an interest in the project and seeing that it goes well. I think BFA has a little bit more resources. They do a very good job of, with the presentations and things like that. So I'd be very happy with either of those two.
I can say for myself, looking over the three, I thought all three were really good. You did pick, the top three, I'm sure, that came before you, but, I also looked at Smook and being a local. And I said, well, that's nice, and we definitely have to give consideration to people who are local. But I looked at the presentations, and, my own personal opinion is I thought BFE did a little bit better with their presentation, and in looking at what they have to offer to us, I think they have a lot more resources available, and again, I think that just, to me, it put them just one step higher than Smook. Earl?
Well, I do, I agree with Al in that aspect, and I thought that team was very enthusiastic, and they bounced off each other. It wasn't like a job to them. They were really excited about it, you know, and Jimmy and I talked that they brought out the thing about prefab buildings and stuff like that,
Right.
which I like. I think, you know, prefab building is, you know, done inside, not out in the weather or anything, all done in a jig. And, you know, I've known a lot of people that had prefab homes over the years, and they've been very happy with them, you know. So, I kinda like the BFE myself. That was what I thought about.
Anything further? Does anybody have a motion they'd like to make?
Do we want to take a vote on each one of you, building committee members? Or how do you want to?
Well, I was gonna see somebody wanted to make a motion for one of the three, and then we will all vote. Is that sufficient?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know whether we wanted to rank them and then vote on that.
I
don't know which
I don't know
process
that
you
that's
wanna-
really that necessary. I
All
think- I mean, unless somebody else thinks we should do. Kim?
My thought is you may want to have a second, if you are, in the event that you are unable to negotiate a contract with the top pick, I guess maybe the discussion is there a second firm that you would be interested in reaching out to and attempting to negotiate? That's the benefit if you're unable to.
Right. So if we can make,
You could come back.
can we make a motion then to award the bid to somebody in particular with the other group, name the other group as a second, and we can vote on that?
Yeah.
So your motion would be to recommend award to
Right.
and identify the.
Second group?
Second runner-up.
Okay.
I just want to go back a little bit before we get into the voting. I sat here and listened to the three proponents, and I did like the first people. I thought the second people did a better job of the presentation, but that doesn't always mean they're the people you want to work with. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. And the third people had big programs, big ideas and all that, but personally, I like the first people. Smoke. I like them. They seemed, I don't know how big they are compared to the others. I know I read all the numbers, but I just liked what I read about them after I had listened to them. And so I like them. I had ranked them my best. So other than that, somebody make a motion and I'll vote my way.
Okay. Somebody want to make a motion?
Al, before that, can I
Yes.
You don't have to, if there is not a second firm that you would be interested in awarding to, if it's really only the one firm, that's fine. You don't have to have that second firm. Just, it's really for for you to discuss.
I don't think it hurts us if we do make a motion with an alternate if we can't come to an agreement with the group that we pick.
Otherwise, if you find that it's only one firm, if you can't reach agreement, you could go back out to bid at that
Right.
point. I guess that's the alternative.
Okay.
So I would motion to recommend that we enter into negotiation with EFE as the primary, person that we would start negotiations with, and then take Smook as a secondary, negotiation should the first fall out.
Okay. Do we have a second? to
I'll
that
second
motion?
that.
Okay, we'll second. Do we have any other motions? Should we see if there's any other motion, and we can vote on each individually?
I think we should vote on
Just vote on the first
the
one?
first one. If
Yeah.
then if it passes, then it's done. If it doesn't pass,
These are
then
fixed prices, we don't really negotiate.
Okay.
This is what they've submitted.
Okay.
They have submitted a price proposal, and we have to stick to it. It's
Okay.
not an RFQ, so we don't really go and negotiate
Okay.
the price.
All right, so Tyler made the motion, Earl second. Let's do a roll call
Kim,
vote.
see, wait, is that?
You still have to negotiate and successfully execute the contract. So there is that process of getting from recommending award and having an executed contract.
Kim, once we pick the architect, does the responsibility fall on your office after that to negotiate with them? Okay. Okay, so we have a motion and a second.
Can I? Sorry, it's just a question. Since you have the motion, I just wanted to go back though. So when I'm looking at, I apologize, I was late in pulling the stuff back up, but, so from the evaluation summaries, I look at it from a highly advantageous perspective, you may have gone through this before I got in, but from highly
No, we haven't.
advantageous, looks like Smook and BFE basically tied. They, from the 3 rating, if you sum it up, there was an 8 highly advantageous versus RGB with 7. But then the advantageous side, Smook was 4 and BFE was 2. So from a straight, and I guess I'm asking the 3 evaluators, straight evaluation perspective, on your side, it looks like Smook had more of the highly advantageous and advantageous votes based on the criteria we had. Like Peter, I think the 2, to me, Smook and BFE, and I echo what others said, the RGB, well, talented, I just think they're bigger and they do bigger projects. It didn't feel like a proper fit for what we're doing here. I thought the other 2 were there, but I had a slight favoritism to Smook, and then I was looking at the scores, and the scores, as I interpreted it, is higher for Smook based on that rating. So, but I guess it's just a question: am I interpreting what I read in the evaluation summary correct
I
for how the
believe you
3?
are.
What's that?
I believe you are.
Okay.
I mean, I think based on what Shab had put together, Schmook was ranked first, BFE was ranked second after the, reviewing the packages. You know, I think the committee felt that it was important for the whole board to review. And I also think it's important to meet the people and get a sense of how you would work with them, so.
Okay.
That pretty much it, Ian?
Yep.
Okay. I guess we can vote on this. If we don't have a majority going with BFE, then we can have another motion if we want to go with somebody else. Okay? Okay, all those in favor of BFE as the primary and then Smook as a backup if we need to, if negotiations don't get settled. All those in favor? Okay, looks like it's passed, so
5-2. Yep.
5-2. Okay, so we are going with BFE.
Okay. And Smoke is the fourth one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the things that, you know, I talked to Rod about earlier is, you know, we meet only once a month. It's probably, it might be advantageous to have a small subgroup from us that's available to meet with the architect more often than our once-a-month meetings. If we want to appoint a couple members to a subcommittee to deal with the architect if any questions should come up.
I guess that probably not a bad idea, but I the problem is when 2 people or 3 people meet as a subcommittee, the rest of the committee really doesn't get anything but what they recommended. So sometimes you might miss a little bit of here or a little bit there. I don't know how often we are actually, I'm sure we're gonna meet with the architect.
Right, I didn't think, I thought we'd still be doing our once-a-month meetings, but that doesn't give us a lot of time between now and October to be able to put something together to present to the town.
No, I know timing is very big.
Right.
But I also, personally, I don't have, because I'm semi-retired, I have more flexibility. I don't mind having more meetings a month.
Yeah, I agree. I think we as a committee should just, and I think all 3 of them, when they talked to meet the time frame when we asked that question was, you know, the expectation is that there's gonna be, so it may be that it's 2 meetings a month or whatever we need. I think we as a committee charged with this, we'll just need to
That's what
figure it
we
out
did
and meet.
with this building
Yes.
and the 4th
Yes.
building.
All right,
So we
that's
appoint
fine,
them.
as, you know, as long as, you know, the consensus is that we can do it as a group.
But just so much information might get said at a subcommittee meeting that doesn't translate forward to us other than a recommendation, which is okay, you need somebody to recommend.
All right.
But I just, sometimes you like, somebody will ask a question you didn't think of when we're all sitting here, whereas if the subcommittee asks a question, my question that might have come up wouldn't be really answered, and they won't really be able to answer that.
Rod, did you want to speak?
Yeah, no, I think as long as the committee, I think we need to be at least meeting every other week, based on what I've seen from the proposal.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
as long as the committee's willing to do that, I think that's fine. I think we should also probably have, maybe Jim, as he suggested, just be a point person in terms of if they have questions, need information, you have access to all, whatever there is,
Right. Just remember though, any communication, if it goes to the whole group, that
Yep.
constitutes a meeting, so if something comes to Jim, we can't be all in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would really be logistic stuff if they
Correct.
need access to a building, or anything like that. Of course, I'm here and can take care of all those issues.
Yeah, and I think once we meet with them, if there's a need for, I mean, we can hear their recommendations, that's why we're hiring them for their expertise, and if they say, hey, it's to have a couple people for certain things and then bring it back, but I think what we're doing is the right thing. It's for us to be meeting as a committee, and as long as we get a quorum, but I also think it's good for the public, because these are public meetings and the folks can hear what we're doing, and I think people are interested, so I think that's important.
Kim, how long do you think it'll take to negotiate with them?
I was gonna just post the award on midnight. I mean, that's how RFPs work. Their price proposal, they came in at,
We still have to execute the contract.
yeah, so
Okay.
I'll send a contract to them today. I'll
Mhm.
post on midnight that BFE was awarded. They have 10 business days to send us back. They may send it the contract, a signed contract back next week. And then one question that I had was, is Christie going to be signing this, or is there a chair of this committee that signs this contract?
I think Christie probably, wouldn't it
Okay.
be?
So we'll,
Kim?
Yeah.
Yes.
because with the library, it was the library committee,
Right.
building committee that signed the.
Right, but they're autonomous over there, so it's,
So I just wanted to clarify
Right.
that. So I will be sending the contract out to BFE today.
so if we meet in a couple weeks, say on the 27th, that would be enough time maybe?
Oh, yes.
So we could have the architect in and,
Yeah, if everybody is like, if I'm able to get Christie signed the contract before the 27th, it will be executed.
we're gonna have to sit down and give them the direction that we want them to go in and who to contact and everything, so. Okay, thank you, Sean. Kim, anything else? Okay. I think that covers all the business we had, unless anybody has anything further.
Are we gonna go ahead and make a meeting on the 27th?
I'm gonna ask if people are available.
What date is
It's the
that?
27th of the Thursday.
Okay.
Should we try and do a few out if we're gonna do every other week, just so people can start to schedule during the summer? I feel like it.
Yeah. Is the 27th available for everybody?
It is for me.
Okay, 27th.
Likewise.
It doesn't matter, but I will not be available.
How about the 11th of July?
Good.
Is that a Wednesday? Thursday?
Thursday. Is Thursday good for everybody? Pretty much, yes.
Normally.
So the 11th? And how about the 25th of July? That gives us 3 meetings. I think we can go that far, and then hopefully we'll have some information by then.
I just have one more question.
Yes, Sha.
So the duration of the contract, I assume it will be executed before the end of June. So let's say it's July 1 through what, September?
I would make it through town meeting.
I go through the end of October,
Through the end of
basically, yeah.
October, yeah. Because we're actually we're gonna ask them to
Right.
do a presentation probably at the,
I'm looking at Kim as well.
at the special town
Do you
meeting.
want a deliverable date inserted in the contract for the report, the final report?
I think that was in our RFP,
I
right?
think so too.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was a hard date, but do you want me to?
Well, they all came up and said the same date, that was that, I think there was a date, if I
I'll go
mistake,
through.
so,
it.
15th or 16th, yeah.
yeah, it was September, yeah. Because that was the exact question was, can you
Yeah.
meet that date, and they all said that.
Right, yeah, we want, obviously, we need the,
And that gives
the
us
work,
like,
the work done by that date, but we're gonna need them to be available to us for a presentation.
yeah, we're gonna want them to be available at town meeting.
At
Right.
town meeting.
Right, so
We
if
might
we,
want the contract to go through December, through the end of December.
okay,
That doesn't affect the deliverable dates and the time, just, it gives you,
Right. Yeah, once their work is done, obviously, there won't be much for them to do for that, the last month of it, other than presenting it to the town. Okay?
So 12/31?
Yeah, that's fine. All right, anything further? So we got the June 27th, July 11th, and July 25th as the next meetings. Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Yeah. Do we have a
Second.
Second by Jim, all those in favor? Unanimous? Thank you.